The Speaker of the House, pretty boy Kevin McCarthy, at least he thinks he's pretty. I don't think he's so pretty. But now he says he's going to do an impeachment inquiry. That's after he had a revolt by a number of Republican congresswomen, Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, with regard to impeaching Biden. And of course, the groundswell is turning up with regard to Hunter Biden. We now know almost the full extent of the criminality of the Biden family. It gets deeper and deeper every day. Do not believe a word that Kevin McCarthy says. He has no intention of impeaching Biden, or at least starting that proceeding. He says he's going to start an investigation, start by September. Well, at the same time that President Trump has already been indicted twice and now will be indicted 3 times in all likelihood, either this week or next week, and then a 4th time by a grand jury in Georgia, he's just going to start an inquiry. So ask yourself this question: what is it that he fears? What is it that the Republicans fear? I'll tell you what it is. They all have dirt on each other, the Democrats and the Republicans. It has become a dog and pony show. It's become a circus. It's a carnival. They simply fight with each other on TV, raise money, go home, have lunch with each other frequently, get along, and the American people get screwed. We cannot have Joe Biden as a president any longer. I just came back from Great Britain. They can get rid of prime ministers. They got rid of Liz Truss in 1 month. Maybe we need to make some changes to our system. So we have a modified presidential parliamentary system, more like they have in France, so we can get rid of people like Biden who are destroying the country. But you're not going to do it by playing games. And that's all that Kevin McCarthy does. Don't be fooled. We at Freedom Watch are trying the Bidens for bribery from Communist China, Ukraine, and Russia. We are holding federal judges accountable for violating their oath of office, making January 6th protesters get down on their knees with forced confessions if they want to get off with less prison time. We are holding Anthony Fauci accountable for his negligent homicide at best in causing the death of 10 million people worldwide by sending the seeds of COVID-19 to the Communist Chinese bioweapons lab, which was foreseeable that it would escape. We are holding Robert Mueller accountable. He's already been indicted. He'll be tried. We will hold them all accountable. We, the American people, must rise up. But do not be fooled by Kevin McCarthy. Of course, Fox News latches onto this because they want ratings, they want clicks. We've lived this scam over and over again for decades. We've seen how both political parties use hearings just for fundraising to acquire power, but do little to nothing. Now, the Democrats are pure evil. Socialists, communists, atheists, radicals of every group. The Republicans are a fundraising, racketeering enterprise. I'm going to keep this message short because I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org, join our Justice League, contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We are your Justice Department. We, the American people, must rise up. We must do it for ourselves. We cannot ask government to police itself, and we will do it peacefully and legally, notwithstanding the fact that the overwhelming majority of January 6 protesters at the Capitol were peaceful. I've said before, if Thomas Jefferson were alive, he and some of his founding fathers would have been the first in the Capitol on January 6th, and they wouldn't have been so peaceful. Having seen how the country had declined with rampant corruption over the last decades, brought about by Democrat and Republican administrations, they would have taken Congress and this government to the woodshed. It was Thomas Jefferson who said that when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there is liberty. He also said, and I wrote about it in my book, It Takes a Counter-Revolution, Wake Up America, which you can get at freedomwatchusa.org with a suitable contribution. He said, federal judges, unelected, unaccountable to the people, would become despots and tyrants. Federal judges in Washington, D.C. are furthering the tyranny against the American people by rubber stamping the Gestapo of a Biden Justice Department, throwing January 6 peaceful protesters in prison. And he held, quite apart even from the judges, that we would need to wage a revolution about every 20 years or so just to clean house. He said, refreshing the tree with the blood of patriots. I don't advocate anything bloody or violent or physical, only peaceful. But Jefferson certainly would have, had he been living during these times. And if he saw our government, so-called government today, compared to what he faced and his founding fathers faced and the colonies faced in the years, months, and days leading up to 1776. He would say we're in a far worse situation than we were even then. So wake up, put your Coke down or your martini or whatever, if you're entertained by all of this and watching Sean Hannity or whatever. Get to work. It's not time to be entertained. It's time to do something. It takes a counter-revolution. Wake up, America, and join Freedom Watch. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. Join our Justice League. Contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions and help us save this country. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. Thank you for listening to me.